Morning, everybody. So I see a few of you are here. So if you can hear me, and it's not glitchy, maybe give me a thumbs up when you can. And I'm just getting the Facebook feed ready and making sure I have my clicker. I'm waiting to see if you guys hear me. Because it blinked out for a second at first. Uh-oh. I will be well, Lydia. Just be patient. Okay, waiting to see if y'all can hear me. Now, let me make sure I have it on. No, I turned that mic on. Okay, I did. Uh-oh. I'm worried, you guys. I'm going to give it a second. Okay, 5 minutes. Get the Facebook feed ready. Uh-oh. There's no... Uh-oh. Can y'all not hear me? Let me check the mic. Hold on. I'll turn it up. Okay, I've turned it up. If you can hear me and it's not glitching, give me a thumbs up. Well, maybe y'all just came on and went to get coffee. Uh-oh. You can't hear me? Okay, well, I'm going to get the face. Oh, Lori. Yay, thanks, Lori. Okay, good. I got it. Lori's telling me I can hear you. Yay. All right. So I'm going to stop stressing out. Thank you, Miss Lori. And I'm going to get the Facebook feed ready. You're just early. I am just early. I love it. Wouldn't that be fun if I just let y'all text me and we have a conversation that way? Okay. Facebook. I am early, aren't I? My goodness. Okay, I'm going to get this ready. Oh, good. I'm getting the thumbs up. All right, hold on, guys. Posts. Gonna go live video. Okay, put you right here. Hold on. Okay. There we go. So I'm going to start the live video here. And I'm waiting to see if... Yay, we're live on Facebook too. I've been talking to myself a lot this morning. My husband said from the other room, what? Like 3 times. Because I was talking to myself. I think I just am getting ready. I'm getting ready for what I do here, which is, talk to myself. So good morning, everybody. Welcome. Come on in. We've got a couple minutes. So we're waiting. I'm going to be patient. I started early this morning. Carrie, I know you're there. Carrie, I almost called you to be funny this morning on my way in because it was, there was a little bit of snow flurries, and I almost called you to be funny to say, should we cancel? Should we cancel the live? Because of the weather, the little snow flurries. And we're waiting. I should really think of something creative to do during these couple minutes. Actually, maybe the thing to do is just be okay with the silence. Because other people do live videos and they just don't feel the need to fill the silence. So, okay, next week, that's what I'm working on, everybody. Next week. Okay, So as we're getting ready and coming upon the 10 o'clock hour, I'll just invite you to take some breaths with me. Just center yourself in this moment in time and space. And I invite you to close your eyes or relax your gaze and just notice. Just notice the ground supporting your feet. Notice the breath as it moves in and out. Notice any sounds that you hear. We're just lightly becoming aware of the experience of this moment. And I invite you to allow my words to be the words of your heart. I am here. I am open. I recognize that this moment is filled with purpose. And I gently allow myself the beauty and love and wisdom that is here for me right here, right now. I know that during this time I will be pointed toward my own wisdom, my own knowing. And I am grateful in advance. One more breath together. And out. And just gently, gently coming back to this moment in time and space. So, this year's hero. I was reflecting. Remember a couple of weeks ago, I know many of you were here with me, not in body, but participated in our burning bowl ceremony, which is a tradition in Unity where we take and invite something that wants to be released and we write it down and we light it on fire. And so a couple of weeks ago, when we did that, when I invited you and me to think of what we wanted to release, I want to share with you what I decided to release. And this is new. I don't normally share it. And this year, in past years, there was always something very specific that I felt inspired to let go of, right? So in past years, there was always something very specific. But this year, I didn't have something specific. I recognized that what I wanted to let go of was the next layer of insulation, of protection that I had around myself that was preventing me, keeping me from the experience of life, right? And so I didn't name it. I just recognized that there was this layer, right? And we talked about that. We talked about the movie Soul and how Soul talks about, we all have this spark, right? And so the recognition that I came to was, we have this spark. That spark is us, right? And what happens is early on, and a friend actually was reading to me a passage from the book Fear by Thich Nhat Hanh earlier this week. Thank you, friend, for doing that. And Thich Nhat Hanh said, and other spiritual teachers have said this too, but for some reason it really hit me. It resonated with me this time. Thich Nhat Hanh said, when we are in our mother's womb, we are cared for, right? We are absolutely cared for. We don't have to effort with anything. We are growing. We are being fed when our mother eats, right? By our mother. We're completely protected, completely cared for. We have everything that we need, right? And then at the moment of our birth, there is an instant dropping away of that. So no longer is our mother going to feed us, right? They cut the umbilical cord. No longer are we fed by our mother. And that this experience, it profoundly changes us. And I have to say that I had heard other spiritual teachers say that. And I thought, really? Like, really? Do we remember that? Do we really hold that? And it just didn't, I wasn't sure. But this last time when I heard it, I was sure. I could feel, as the psalm says, the words written on my heart, I could feel that it was resonating within me that, yes, that is when the protective layers begin. Because we go from completely protected and fed to, okay, no more, right? And it's taken away. And so that is when we begin to have, fear is born, and so these protective layers, these coping strategies, we begin, creating those. We begin seeing how we can get our needs met, and so we're insulated. We're just layer by layer insulating ourselves in this effort to protect that spark, which is us. And what we're actually doing is insulating that spark from experiencing life at all, right? And so I, in the burning bowl, decided I wanted whatever that next layer was. I just wanted to allow it to go away. And what I realized this week is that in essence, what we are doing, what you and I did with the burning bowl ceremony, when we invite something up and say, hey, I'm willing to release this, what we are actually doing is answering the call, right? We are answering the call, the hero's journey, everybody. So Joseph Campbell, and we talk about this all the time because I love to talk about Joseph Campbell and myth, and he did the hero with 1,000 faces, and he pointed out the archetypal steps taken by all of the heroes in myth. And what he recognized is that we are all the hero of our own story, right? And there are certain steps that are taken on this hero's journey. And so what you and I did with the burning bowl, when we invited in, or when we invited in something new, or when we invited ourselves to release something, we said yes to the call of the adventure of letting that thing go, right? The hero's journey is a journey that is about inner transformation. So I recognized, and all of a sudden I realized, see that circle, right? That circle, what is it kind of resemble? What were we just talking about? Those layers of protection that we have around ourselves. And I realized, oh my gosh, the hero's journey that we're doing, we are actually going on a journey every time to let go of, not get rid of, that's the wrong word, to release these layers of protection around ourselves so that we can experience our life fully. We can embody it. We can really be present for it. And so there are all these steps, right? There's the call to the adventure, and then you meet the mentor, right? So there's a mentor, there's somebody that is there inviting you on this journey, that is there to help you through this journey. And that person can be there in body or not. It can be non-physical, supernatural kind of help. And when I say supernatural, I mean, what do I mean? Okay, I'm going to do it again. You guys know this, but all right. So quantum physics tells us that everything that's going on in this moment, we are actually only aware, we can only perceive 20% of what is happening in any given moment. So 80% of what is happening in any given moment, we cannot perceive with our senses. So what I am saying is supernatural help is that 80%. That 80% in this moment that we can't see, I am suggesting that's help. That is help here for us. There's all kinds of help available to us in every moment, right? So, okay, that's what I mean by supernatural help. So there's the meeting of the mentor, there's the crossing of the threshold. But wait, I said there's the hero's journey, but sometimes what we do, right? So I put on the burning bowl, right? I put it down. I said, I want to release the next layer of insulation, of protection that I have around myself, right? Write it down, put it in the bowl, light it on fire, and I say, yay, here I am. I'm ready to go. And then, wait. Tuesday, I get that nudge, that knock. Oh, wait a minute. I think I might know the next thing to do. right? But guess what? There's going to be resistance there, right? There's resistance to letting that go because our ego wants to protect us. And it says, no, don't go over there. Don't go over there. So maybe sometimes we're on this call to adventure for months, for years. We keep saying, yes, I'll go. No, I won't. Yes, I'll go. No, I won't. Right? So that can go on, right? And then we go on. So let's say, yes, we do it. And then there are trials and we fail, right? We fail at letting go of this thing. The thing that we want to let go of, here it is. Here's the opportunity. That old familiar situation is here. It's here for us. And we think, oh, right? I was going to drop this. I was going to drop this thing and release it. And guess what? Oh, I didn't. I did the same thing I did last time. So there's the failures, right? And then you read a book, right? Or you commit to meditating in quiet every day. And so you begin to hear, wait a minute, oh, remember that thing? And you begin to become more in tune, more in touch with the wisdom that is within you. And so you start to develop these new skills, right? New skills, growth happening. And then there's this period where this old thing, right? The thing you wanted to release, it's dying, it's falling away, but it's painful, right? It's painful because there is this, because that protective layer, we thought it was us, right? And so it literally feels like a part of us is dying. So there's this death kind of time in this hero's journey, right? Where we're going around the circle. And remember, what I'm suggesting is that we're getting rid of one of these layers, one of those protective layers around us on this hero's journey, right? And then finally, death, rebirth, and the ahas, the revelations. I see it now in the atonement, which means not in the old understanding of sin, but the atonement in that I think again and I integrate this new way of being. That old way of being has fallen away, that old strategy, that old protective layer falling away, and I fully integrate into this new way of being. And then I get the gift and I return. Now remember down here, right around here, there's a dragon, right? Joseph Campbell says there's always a dragon, right? Who is guarding a cave. And that cave is dark and it's deep. And it is the one that we absolutely do not want to enter. We don't want to go in there. The thing we really don't want to do. I really don't want to do that. I really don't want to do that. And what is really happening is that is ego's resistance to what your soul is calling you to, because in that cave is your treasure, right? Joseph Campbell says, where you stumble, there you find your treasure. So here you are over here trying and failing, and something happens and you think, oh, it all went wrong. It all went wrong. And in truth, the treasure is in it going wrong right then, right? So it's this beautiful experience of this hero's journey. And then you return, and guess what? You start again. There's always another call. And what I recognized after putting my paper in the burning bowl this last time is that there was this part of me that was saying, I don't want another call. I've already gone on the calls. I've already done the hero's journey. I don't want to do another one. I don't want to do another one. And so then for a minute, I'm confused, and I think, is that Lydia's voice saying that she doesn't want to do it? I mean, is this the moment that I should love her and advocate for her? And the way that I love her is by saying, no, you don't have to do this. Is that right? Because here's the thing about those protective layers. They all sound a little different, right? Like I feel that I've gotten pretty adept at understanding and recognizing the voice of ego, right? But here's the thing. Every layer is nuanced. Every layer sounds a little bit different than the last one, right? And so you have to recognize, is this the voice of that protective layer, or is this me? So that voice that I heard that said, no, I don't want to do another hero's journey. I've already gone on enough. That wasn't me. That was the protective layer, right? Trying to stop me from doing it. Now, here's the thing. So here's what I realized, right? So come with me on this. I hope that I'm able to convey this. So the hero's journey, imagine the circle. So here's the circle, right? We go on one hero's journey, right? And what happens when we get back to that start place again, right? When we think it's over, we're actually at the top of the next hero's journey, right? But instead of this being an outer journey, see, we're going inward. And then we go around again and we have our next hero's journey. And what happens with the hero's journey is that it does get a little bit easier because you have history. You go, oh yeah, I remember I went on that hero's journey. I went on another hero's journey, and you have evidence to say to your ego, no, don't be afraid. We've done this before. We can do this. We can do this next thing. We can do this next shift. But also, the closer you get, right? Because what's happening is another hero's journey, and you're getting close to something every time, right? And the closer you get to that spark that is actually you. And what I love about this is that, who you are, who I am, cannot be thought. We cannot articulate it. We cannot name it, but we can experience it. And that flame, that spark, that is the experience of who we are, right? So all of these layers, they're insulating it. And the closer you get to this spark, you're also getting closer to the spark being exposed fully to life, right? And so those protective layers, they're going to get really tricky in how they talk to you, right? It's going to get really tricky because it really wants to make sure that that spark is okay, right? It's trying to protect it. And what I realized is that as we go on all of these hero's journeys, I hope you guys can feel this with me. It's really hard because not normally, but it used to be that you were in the room so I could feel, like, are you coming with me on this journey? Like, have I got you on this? Anyway, I'm just going to trust that you are. Okay, so what's happening is we are getting rid of one of the protective layers, but what I believe happens is it becomes, translucent. And so what happens is more like this. You're getting closer and closer to this divine spark. But see all the beautiful stained glass, all those etchings, they are the remnants. They are the experiences that you took with you, that you had on the hero's journey, right? So you don't suddenly not be human anymore. No, it's just that light, that spark shows up in these brilliant, beautiful ways. Ways that could not have happened had you not had that stumble over there. Had you not had that adversity in the beginning of your life, right? And so we are meant to have this journey. And I'm talking to me. I mentioned last week in our Zoom that I had this awareness that life was inviting me this year, right now, to to do what the special teams do when they decide to take a knee, right? So the kicking team kicks and the receiver catches the ball, and rather than just charge forward, the receiver takes a knee and says, we'll play from here, right? And I've shared with you guys before that one of my coping strategies, one of my protective layers is that I say, oh, I'll just transcend the human experience, right? I'll just get to that, be that flame. I'll just go be the flame, right? And what I recognize is that I am meant to play the game from here. I'm meant to have the experience of being in this body because I am adding to that spark. I'm adding to it by living, right? I'm adding to the light. I'm changing the light, the spark that is me, and so are you. And so the hero this year is you and me. And here's the other realization that I had. Every person that you meet, Every single one, the Uber driver, the person that cuts your hair, the person that parked next to you at the grocery store, your husband, your son, your sister, your wife, your friend, everybody you meet is on a hero's journey. That politician you don't like, they're on a hero's journey. And what if the recognition, you know what it feels like to be on your hero's journey? Is it always easy? Is it scary to take the call? So can we have compassion for one another? Can that realization that we are all on a hero's journey, can that help us to look at each other and say, oh, I hear you. I feel you, man. Me too. Just like me, you're on a hero's journey. And the great news is, and this is the other thing. What if you are the mentor to that one? What if you are the supernatural help to that politician you don't like? Let me explain. What if your true, genuine intention to send that person love, to accept that person, to forgive that person, what if that is the energetic invitation that that person needs to say, okay, I'll take the next step on my hero's journey? What if you are somebody's dragon? Right? What if they are yours? Right? We all are on this hero's journey. So I am not the hero of your journey. I'm the hero of mine. And you are not the hero of my journey. Right? So we all are the hero of our own story. I remember, this reminds me of, long ago, I auditioned for a show, Into the Woods, right? And Paige, if you're there, yes, I know, it's great, isn't it? Great show. So I auditioned for Into the Woods, and I was auditioning for the baker's wife, which is a very, very large role. And I was so excited. I so wanted to be the baker's wife. Well, okay, I'll tell you the truth. I really wanted to be the witch, but I didn't have the range. I didn't have that soprano range to be able to be the witch. But I thought, okay, if I can be the witch, I definitely want to be the baker's wife, right? And what happened is that I was cast as one of Cinderella's stepsisters. And as one of Cinderella's stepsisters, I was on the stage quite a bit, but I had maybe 3 lines. And by lines, I mean things that I sang by myself, and then a couple of little numbers with other people. But what I decided I was really sad when I was cast in this role, and I decided, you know what? I remembered the line from the best Christmas pageant ever that said, there are no small parts, only small actors. And I said, okay, if I am going to be Lucinda, I'm going to be the best Lucinda there's ever been. Okay, so I decided, and I remember being in rehearsal one day, right? And I just embodied her. I was like, I am Lucinda. Every moment I was on the stage, I was Lucinda. That's who I was, right? And the director, she looked at me and she said, everybody, I want you to look at Lydia. Do you see that she recognizes she's on stage and she is always Lucinda in every moment? And my heart sang. Because I was like, yes, Lucinda, right? And here's what I know about that. The supporting actors, the supporting roles, my being a mentor to you, my being your dragon, my being your helper is an important role. And it is important for me to be able to, not narcissistically decide that I am going to single-mindedly be on my own hero's journey. I am the hero of my journey. I'm sorry. I do not have time to help you because I am the hero of this story. It's so important to be a supporting role in their journey. So we fully embody that. And that's part of your invitation. Actually, part of our invitation for our hero's journey is to play these supporting roles. So is today the day that you take the call? Is today the day where you stumble? Is today the day that you change your mind and go, no, not today, not yet? It's okay, because there will always be another invitation to take the next step. And what will you do? What will I do with my one wild, precious life? I hope that I don't waste today. And I know that there'll be another chance tomorrow if I do. And so I wish you and me in 2021, I wish for a beautiful hero's journey that will not be seamless, because in the trials, in the moments of fear, we're just etching our glass. We're just coloring this glass and making the life that we live that much more beautiful. Okay. So, shall we just take a moment just to be quiet together, just to pray together, just to be silent? So I invite you to close your eyes, and this is just a moment to be silent and to listen. Take some breaths and recognize that you're not listening for words. Don't listen for words. Listen for the silence. Say to the silence, I am here. Just listen. I am open. I am ready. Let's go gently. Just breathe. And remember, you can keep your eyes closed or not, but I want us to remember that sometimes on our hero's journey, when we, embrace that, we forget about those helpers, right? Because really good helpers erase themselves. Really good teachers erase themselves. And so we think, oh, I did it, right? But when we do not honor and embrace and acknowledge the help that we are given, what happens is that when we get to that next step of fear, when the next piece of resistance is there and we feel afraid, we forget that we can ask for help because we're not remembering that we got help before. So this is not about, an egoic kind of, I am the hero. I need no one. It's not that. It's not that. It's that you are your hero and you are nobody else's. And I am my hero and I am nobody else's. And you are the helper in my story. And I honor and acknowledge you and say thank you so that I remember when I get to that next scary point that I can ask for help. Not just to people, from people that are here in body, but just ask for help in general, right? Call on grace, everybody. Call on grace. She's here. Okay. All right. Well, I hope you came on that journey with me. I'm hoping that little, the understanding that I got, resonates with you too. All right. So we'll do the daily word. So today is Sunday, January 17th. Is that right? Oh my gosh, it's the 17th. Okay. And the word of the day is dream. Everybody, this is the Daily Word. You can find it's a Unity Worldwide publication. You can find it at thedailyword.com. It's a daily devotional, short devotional. It's a great way to pause and recenter. So the word today is dream. I turn my dreams into reality. Some of the most audacious, bold, history-making events began as dreams, born in the imaginations of those who understood the promise and potential of humanity and worked to realize their vision. Even if my dreams do not change the world, they have the power to change my life. Today, I remember those whose dreams were fueled by their hard work, faith, and determination. I look to their example when my dreams feel far away and I'm running low on hope. I rekindle my dreams through my imagination, which keeps them vivid. My strength helps me remain committed to their realization, and my zeal renews my enthusiasm to work toward creating the life and the world of my dreams. And the verse is Joel 2:28. Your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams, and your young men shall see visions. And let's say our vision together. I wonder, I should take a poll sometimes. You guys do in members only. I want to start a thread and find out who actually says these with me out loud. Okay, a vision, a world powerfully transformed through shared spiritual awakening. And our mission, advancing the movement of spiritual awakening and transformation through unity, a positive path for spiritual living. And our values, abundance, acceptance, community, diversity, integrity, joy, and love. And we celebrate our children. I am very excited to tell you that Priscilla and Christy are working really hard on developing our youth program and getting ready for our In the Walls time. So thank you both for working on that. And we celebrate our children with this affirmation: Unity of Appleton sees the divinity in all children and nurtures their unfolding spirituality. And we do our moment of gratitude. And so we recognize that gratitude is an energy that lives inside of us all the time. And today, usually I just ask you to bring to mind a person or something, a situation, something for which you feel thankful. And today I'm going to specifically say, see if you can bring to mind a helper, someone, something that has helped you. And it need not be physical, a physical body, but help that you've received. So just take a moment. Think of some kind of help that you've received. Yesterday, last week, today. And just bring that situation, that person, that something to mind and smile. And in your heart say, thank you. See, we took that moment to acknowledge that helper, that helping hand, and it's going to be easier for us to remember in a moment of fear that help exists, and it's going to remind us to call on it and ask for it. All right, so our affirmation of prosperity. Thank you so much for your continued giving week after week, sending in checks, going through PayPal. Thank you so very much for your continued support, our sustaining members. Just so you know, speaking of members and sustaining members, we will have our annual meeting virtually February the 28th. It's the last Sunday in February. There'll be more details to come. And this year, we're going to do our membership renewal. We're going to do it electronically. So we won't do the blue cards. We're going to ask that you let us know via email, but we'll have instructions coming on that. I also want to tell you that there is a tapping seminar coming up Saturday, February 20th and 27th that Bedford is leading. In next week's email blast, there will be specific details about that, but save the date for that. I'm also really excited. I met a gal, an artist yesterday. Lovely Christy, thank you so much for encouraging me to attend. I did a painting, a Zoom painting thing, and her consciousness is beautiful. And Christy actually had the idea, and as soon as I met her, I thought, yes, let's do this. So I'm going to be coordinating with her to try to set up a community Zoom painting. It's a meditative process that she uses. It's beautiful. So that will be coming soon. I don't know if I've forgotten anything, but if so, just make sure to keep checking your emails. Every Friday we send an email blast. Oftentimes we're getting sent to the promotions folder right away. So if, Saturday rolls around and you think of us and you think, I didn't hear from them, check the promotions folder, okay? All right, so our affirmation of prosperity. Unity of Appleton is alive with the energy of spirit, in the flow of divine abundance and radiant with unlimited possibilities. And our celebration of giving and receiving divine love in and through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I joyfully give and willingly receive. I give in love, and I trust God as my source. Okay, so we will do our prayer of protection. The Zoom will happen at 10:40 as always. The link is on members only. If you are not a current member and you would like to attend our community Zoom, I have to tell you, they're amazing conversations that we have there, and I learn so much from the members of our community. We share our realizations and they build on each other. It's a beautiful thing. So if you are interested in attending our community Zoom and you're not currently a member, please feel free to reach out to us. You can message us on Facebook or email unity@unityofappleton.org. Okay, our prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Okay, so see you over there on the Zoom at 10:40, everybody. You can hop on over there now if you'd like. See you later, alligators. All right, see you later. Ending this, okay. Yes, please.